GetLowered. Thanks again for tuning in to yet another video from us, coming at you live from the West Coast. Yet again, San Jose, California. I've been extremely busy these last 5 weeks. 4 weeks, 5 weeks. It's been 5 weeks. I had another child. This is my third kid now. My third kid, 2 boys, 1 little girl. If you guys been following me on Instagram, you guys know I did a little photo shoot, took pictures of her. Fun times, but man, I've just been completely busy. I made this video about 3 years ago, talking about like how easy it is to keep riding and be a new parent or have a newborn at home. Yeah, that was the topic. So I made this video 3-4 years ago. Of course, my newborn. And I was just talking about how like people always post their bikes up for sale. You know, you have a newborn and people or guys sell their bikes. You know, it's just, I mean, it completely changes your life, of course. You just don't have that time anymore. Absolutely not. And I thought this time around I was going to have a couple weeks of additional riding because, like I mentioned, with my first kid, my wife was at home, so I was able to get a lot of riding in. Of course, newborn, she had to take care of him and, you know, breastfeed and, you know, do all that stuff. I got some extra ride time, of course, because I took what is it called? Parental leave or parenting leave or bonding leave or something like that. I believe that's what it's called. Bonding leave. Bonding or something like that along those lines. So I was able to get a lot of riding in. This time around, completely different story. This is my first time in about, like I said, 5 weeks on this bike. On my Sportster, I haven't ridden the Sportster in about 2 weeks. A little bit over 2 weeks, which is, that's a lot of time off the bike. You know, I've been just helping out around the house, doing a lot of the house chores, helping out with our little boy. Of course, he's 3 now, and he demands a lot of my time. Just out and about, taking him, you know, out to the parks and spending time with him. A lot of time with him. And like I said, it's just been helping out, getting errands done, groceries. You just don't have time anymore. I don't have any time anymore. Especially with, you know, currently I'm repainting the FXRT setup or the FXLRS. I got a TCMT kit that I have yet to upload, of course, the videos. So I've been busy with that. I've been painting that while my 3-year-old takes naps, and I've been trying to get it finished, but there's just no time at all. So I 100% can see why, you know, guys sell their bikes. You just don't have the time for it anymore. You don't. And I ride my bike to work. I commute on my bike, and if it wasn't for that, I'd probably ride my bike once a week if I wasn't commuting on my bike. There is just no time at all. You have your 9 to 5, get off of work, and it's straight to getting, you know, chores done, cleaning the house, laundry, groceries, or playing with, you know, the kids. I made a video about, you know, about this, or I made a handful of videos, but whenever I would motovlog about this, I just sounded like, you know, like an a-hole or selfish. But yeah, I mean, you just don't have any time. I mean, unless you're rich or something, like you're making like 150 and up, or if you could afford a nanny or something like that, maybe you'd have a little bit more time to ride. But, you know, not being able to afford a nanny and or maids or whatever, or a butler. If you can't afford a butler or maid, then you have stuff to do at the house. All right, you have stuff to do at the house. you have groceries to get, and then of course you have to raise your kids. And you know, looking at how much it costs to own the bikes, I made this video, I just haven't published it. The insurance cost, just owning a bike in California, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, there's really no, just the hobby and everything it's crazy expensive. All right, let me tell you guys. All right, my Geico insurance this year doubled out of nowhere, out of the blue. It doubled, and I contacted them several times asking why, instead of my rate going down, my rate doubled. Of course, over, you know, the last 3-4 years, I'm still making payments on the bike. I'm pretty much done. I think I owe like $3,000 left on the bike. So my payments have been going down over the last 4 years. All right, I started at somewhere around like $1,300 or $1,200 for the year when I first bought the bike, because the value of the bike was, you know, $20,000 or $19,000, full coverage, of course. And over the last couple of years, it's been going down, you know, $900, $700, $600, and I believe that's where I was at. I paid somewhere like $684 or $648 for the year for multiple bikes. You know, I have multiple bikes, but before, of course, getting the financed Nilight S, I was paying about $118 basic coverage. Now having the finance bike, you have to get full coverage. So I was paying quite a bit. I was paying tenfold more. So this last year, of course, Geico sent me the invoice for the following year, and my insurance went up to $1,300, more than doubled for 2 bikes. I sold one of the bikes. So, you know, I contacted Geico. I've been with them for a while now. Asked about discounts and, you know, all this other stuff, and quite honestly, they just don't want to be here in California. I think that's one of the reasons why they pretty much kicked me off the policy, because I wasn't going to pay double. All right, so $1,300, which is a lot, you know. Mind you, I live in California, and I'm paying what is it, $275 for tags for my Nilight S. Was it yeah, I think it's $275. So, you know, if you do the math, just to own the bikes, and if you're someone that's not really riding, then you're just wasting money. It's just an absolute waste of money, because I'm paying tax for both of my bikes, $275 a piece. I'm paying, you know, let's just round it up. I'm paying $300 for this bike, and then I'm paying $300 for my Sportster. I think it is $275. I can't remember. So I'm paying $600 on just tags for both of the bikes. All right, I'm paying $600 plus the $1,300 if I were to, you know, stay with Geico, of course. $1,300 a year for the insurance. So in total, just to keep the bikes, this is just a hobby. You know, it's not a necessity. If I would have stayed with Geico, I'm paying $2,000 a year just to keep the bikes, and that's why my wife hates my bikes so much. All right, that's why she absolutely hates it, because it's not a necessity, and it's pretty much just money wasted. So of course I switched over to Progressive. I am now paying $448, I believe, for the year. $448. If I were to buy a 2024, because I did ask them. I asked them how much would it cost if I were to purchase a 2024 Road Glide, and they did the whole thing. You know, I spoke to what do they call those? It was a lady, an advisor or a rep or whatever you call them at Progressive Insurance. I spoke to her, and she told me for me to get a 2024 Road Glide and keep all of my bikes on the same policy, I'm only paying an extra $300, which is pretty good. you know, for the year, an additional. So instead of paying $448, I'd be paying somewhere like $800. So, you know, it got me thinking, of course. I considered it, but man, having another bike, a third bike, my wife's already upset about the 2 bikes. Then of course, if I were to get that other bike, then now I'm paying tax on that bike, and that's an extra $300 if that's how much it costs. I don't know, it's just here in California, I don't know, you know, it's just a lot of money, all right, for me, of course. So currently with my current policy, with $448 plus, of course, the 2 bikes, I'm paying somewhere around $1,000 a year, $1,000 a year just to keep the bikes registered, of course. That's $1,000. You could do a lot with $1,000, guys. That's a year. So I can see why, you know, I can see why people sell their bikes. All right, if you're someone that doesn't have a lot of time, and of course you're spending more time with the family, you're staying at home a little bit more, you're raising the kids, you have, of course, all your chores and all your duties. Guys, $1,000, or let's just say you're only paying for one bike, just one bike. That's still, what is that, you're paying about $700, $800 a year. $700 to $800 a year just to keep that bike registered, and so you can ride it. Mind you, I have a primary vehicle. All right, I do have a caged vehicle, and you know, on top of that, I'm still paying registration and insurance on that vehicle. So you guys can see, you know, those $700 can come in towards something else, and that's a year, guys. But like I said, that's California. You know, everything here is priced higher. It's more expensive, of course. The tags, registration, and you know, everything. Just nuts here in California. It's really unaffordable. I just think it's crazy, you know. And seeing it, of course, in that point of view, where you're tight on money, especially right now with the economy being this bad. I mean, inflation, we're talking, everything's absolutely crazy expensive, guys. Groceries cost more, you know, fuel costs more, everything costs more, everything, absolutely everything. Everything, the price has gone up on everything, 30-40%. All right. It's just absolutely nuts. And people somehow still want 4 more years of this BS economy, Bidenomics. It's working. It's just absolutely insane. It's just insane to me. But anyways, of course, this is like, how can the insurance company do this? You know, just double the rates. Anyways, guys, I'm not trying to rant, but I spoke to Geico. Like I said, I spoke to other folks. Sometimes you gotta contact them and ask for discounts and ask, because like I said, I've been with them for a while now, and they just told me it was just the area that I lived in. All right, it is what it is. It's a big city. It's the crime rate. It's the you know, it's the vehicles getting stolen. It's everything. And then of course you also have uninsured drivers out there. We're talking about the illegals that are out there driving vehicles. I see them all the time. They're driving for Uber. They're driving for DoorDash. They're driving for Lyft. I think they're doing most of the just Uber Eats and stuff like that. So it's everything. And of course the inflation has also a great deal to do with it. You have the parts of goods and labor and services that have gone up 20 to 30% or 30 to 40%. Everything has gone up, guys. You guys remember the Power Vision? It used to be $400 something. Now it's $700 for this for the tuner. You know, it's everything, guys. Harley-Davidson, they were also charging a surcharge of $900 for their bikes during, of course, the inflation. man, it's just stupid. Oh man, I'm all over the place, guys. It's been a while since I rambled or I ranted or whatever. It's just absolutely crazy, and I'm gonna keep the bikes. It's costing me an arm and a leg, you know, $1,000 a year. And like I said, I just don't have the time to ride. Like right now, I'm just out riding because I want to move the tires around. All right. I don't know how long it takes for the flat spots to build up, but of course, you know, having the fuel in your tank sit for over 2 months is bad as well. I'm not sure if that's the thing. I'm pretty sure it is a thing for people outside of California, because you know the additives are different. The additives, I don't know. I can't talk. But of course, all the different additives in the fuel is different based on California and the rest of the country. So that's what I'm just trying to do. I'm trying to burn up some fuel, trying to get rid of some of this gas because it's been sitting for about 4 weeks. So I want to burn up this fuel, get it out of the fuel tank, and then of course I'm also swapping out, of course, the paint scheme, the paint. So the less fuel I have in this tank, the better it's going to be for me to move it around. Hey, yeah, you know, it's just an update on stuff. You know, I haven't motovlogged, like I said, in a few weeks, so it's that. I'm just trying to get back into the works of things, or I'm just trying to get back into it. The routine, of course. I don't know if you guys noticed, I'm motovlogging on the Action 2. So trying out a new motovlog setup, just trying to line up the weight, you know, because of course you have 4 ounces on the GoPro here, or 8, and then the arm were like somewhere around like 6 ounces. Having this little guy right here in the Action 2 is going to reduce the weight significantly. I mean, we're talking about ounces, guys, but hey, it's always good, you know. It's just I have a lot of neck issues. I have a lot of neck problems. I did jiu-jitsu for a while, and I got my neck just jacked up from that, and I'm starting to pay for it. Now that I'm getting older, I'm getting close to 40, and I'm starting to feel just all the abuse that I used to put on, you know, that I used to put on my body. Just the abuse of alcohol. I'm having a lot of gut issues now. The abuse of my body, of course, training and skateboarding and all that other stuff. Now I'm starting to feel all that abuse as I get closer and closer to, I guess, my midlife. Is that what they call it? It's crazy. Time flies. Time flies, but I'm just going to keep on grinding on YouTube. So thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Life's First, get out there and ride. Later.